Okay, we left off with pretty much Gene Wilder, and probably his most famous role was Willy Wonka. And as you see, the initials right here equal 46. That's 23 and 23. That's twin pairs of 23 chromosomes. That's what I'm trying to explain. The Twin Cities and 23 pairs of chromosomes, with Cincinnati going to Super Bowl 23. You also had Carson Palmer drafted in 2003. You know the zeros don't count, so that's a 23. And I already mentioned Andy Dalton, drafted 23 years after the Bengals went to the Super Bowl, and being drafted in the second round, third pick. Alright, and this is also 28 years later or no, Andy Dalton is 28 years old going into this season. So there's more 28 connections. Alright, so Willy Wonka equals 870, 145, and then 23. 50 don't make any sense because we've already passed Super Bowl 50. Alright, but we'll go with the 870 and 145. Marvin Lewis equals 870 and 145 also in English in simple gematria. And I could get into tons of players, but it was the Queen's 90th birthday, and defensive end Michael Johnson. He probably don't equal anything in gematria, but I'm gonna explain something. That's just 876, 146. But alright, the shooter in Dallas's name was Micha X Johnson. Well, we'll take that name, Michael Johnson, and his name is Micha L. Johnson, as in God. So not only does Micha X Johnson have the code that matches Cincinnati, and he has the middle name Xavier. There's a Bengals player, one of their star defensive ends, named Michael Johnson, and you replace that X with an L, E-L, and you get God. Let's see, who else did I want to hit? Paul Brown. Let's do some more Viking stuff for you guys. Okay, so the Purple People Eaters. Now with the Cincinnati Bengals, the 906 kept popping up. And in English gematria, they equal 1350, which has a 513 in there, and 225, which has your 25 in there, and then they have the 52nd Super Bowl in Minneapolis. So that would be your 225s. Oh, yeah, there was one more I wanted to add for you. Bengals equals 360 and 60 in English and simple gematria. And Big Papi is retiring this year in 2016. And Big Papi, not Papi, equals 360 and 60 also. Alright, so where's Gene Wilder? We already talked about Gene Wilder's gematria 612, which is the same area code as Minneapolis. And Vanity, one of her last acting roles in the movies was in Action Jackson, which has gematria 135. She also starred in Friday the 13th, and like I said, Friday is basically the fifth day after Sunday and 2 days before Sunday. So that's another 2-5, but Friday is 5-day. It also represents Frigg, the Norse god, who has gematria of 47, same as Ohio. Cincinnati has gematria of 51, so 51 and 47. Cincinnati 51, Ohio 47. I want to get into Paul Brown real quick. Halfway through here. Paul Brown. So as you can see, his date of death was August 5th, 1991. And his date of birth was September 7th. And he died 33 days before his 83rd birthday. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so, yeah. 33 days before his 83rd birthday. But with Paul Brown, he was fired. He was fired in 1963, 53 years ago, which led to the creation of the Cincinnati Bengals, who are in their 49th season. And we could go back to Omar Mateen with the 49 people dead and 53 people injured. It's all tied to Paul Brown. I know it's got to be tied to Paul Brown. 49th season, 53 years since he's been fired, that led to the creation of the Cincinnati Bengals. Another thing is, where's that Cincinnati Bengals? Brown called his new franchise the Bengals because Cincinnati had a team of that name in the 30s, and he thought it would provide a link to the past. Blah, blah, blah. That's not really why he called them the Bengals. Let's go to the Bengals history. I might have typed too much. Let's just type Bengals. I play the Jets today. Where's their wiki page? Here it is. Okay, if I can find it. Basically, here it is right now. Brown named the team the Bengals in order to give it a link with past professional football in Cincinnati. Another Bengals team had existed in the city and played in 3 previous American football leagues from 1937 to 42. The city's world-renowned zoo, which you've heard about this year, was also home to a rare white Bengal tiger. However, possibly as an insult to Art Modell, or possibly as homage to his own start as a head coach to the Massillon Tigers, Brown chose the exact shade of orange used by his former team. So the legend is that Paul Brown named the Bengals after a Siberian tiger that was white and black, but he changed the color to orange. And it was a tiger from the Cincinnati Zoo, a popular tiger. And this year we had Harambe, a popular gorilla, get shot and killed, allegedly, on a day before his birth, or a day after his 17th birthday. And if you watch my video about the 25th annual Easter egg hunt, which Easter fell on, 4/23 or 23 again this year. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that kind of Easter egg hunt or whatever. But they posted, Cincinnati Zoo and the news posted a bunch of videos about this 25th annual Easter egg hunt, and Harambe was usually at the start of the videos, and he was at the start of the news video. So basically, Easter egg hunt is the hunt for Easter eggs in code. It's a clue. That's what I see it as. I thought it was Easter eggs in the video, the actual video of Harambe. But I've come to find out that there's Easter eggs in all the events that have taken place. Like the Beyonce show on 8/28, 8/28 equals 9/36, just like Cincinnati Bengals, Prince and Vanity, and so on. I've made a million connections to Prince, but later, this is part 4, I think. Probably be a part 5. We'll see.